Hey, you're watching CoolAznTutorials, and today we're going to learn how to do windmills. I'm going to be teaching the basic stab version of this, so if you haven't already, you should at least learn how to do a hang glide freeze before trying this, otherwise you could get hurt. I also recommend at least learning some of the basic moves in b-boying, just so that you'll have a general concept of how the moves should flow, and at least have built up some wrist strength. That being said, let's get started. So a windmill is essentially going from a hang glide freeze to a back spin, back to a hang glide freeze. So that being said, you want to first start by getting into your hang glide freeze and getting used to a motion that's called collapsing, in which you're going to literally collapse your freeze arm. So it'll go downwards like this. Some tutorials might say that you should learn how to do this by itself, just like, but I think it's better to just practice that and the motion to get onto your back at the same time. So to start, you want to get into your hang glide freeze and wind a little bit in the opposite direction of where you want to go. And from here, you're going to use your non-freezing arm to pull your body for the rotation and rotate like this. When you reach the end of the rotation and your hand is facing forwards, you're going to do the collapse to keep the momentum going and to get onto your back. And when you do the collapse, at the same time, you're going to sort of kick your legs in a circular-ish motion, like this-ish, to help you get onto your back. And when you go onto your back, you want to make sure you're trying to get onto the upper back. Otherwise, you could really hurt your spine or, get some back injuries. So from here, I wind in the opposite direction. I pull with my non-stabbing arm. I collapse, and I get on my back. To get back up from your back, you want to align your non-freezing arm sort of like this against your body, because when the momentum's carrying you, you're going to roll back onto your body over your arm like this and catch it back on your stab to get back to the hang glide freeze. And your legs are pretty much just going to continue the motion of what you already did before when you started. Because, say first you keep this one leg, right? It's going over, you're on your back. You're going to continue the motion with the other leg. So it'll be like, kind of like this on the floor. So, same on my back. I just rolled over, my legs carry me, and I flip up. Now when you practice windmills, you want to make sure you want to keep your hips high up in the air as possible to avoid banging them into the floor. And it might actually help you to have your hang glide freeze tilted downwards while you do it to keep your hips up. And after you rotate around once and catch into the hang glide, you just repeat the same motion again for the second windmill, and you've pretty much got it. When you put it all together, it should look something like this. Now, if you're losing all your momentum before you can get to your second windmill, like this, it means that you're not keeping your hips high enough and you're not keeping your legs in the air. Now, windmills are all about preserving the momentum that you've already gained from your previous windmill. So, to correct that mistake, when you do a windmill, you want to try to just focus on keeping your hips up really high so that it won't touch the floor again, and you can get over for your second whip. That's all there really is to learning windmills. It could take you a really long time to learn. It only took me a day because I had already learned other power moves and gained the general concept of how they should be. But yeah, just keep practicing. Key tips are to keep your hips up as high as possible, and yeah, to make sure you keep the momentum flowing. That's all. Stay safe. If you get injured, take a rest. And that's all for now. Peace.